Ceeday has just disappeared again. Mongrel just did too. And whatever happened to BCC Trolling and so many other YouTubers? Well, today I'm going to tell you the stories of Fortnite YouTubers who just one day disappeared. And we need to start with number 8, Rift. Now I know that name rings a bell for a lot of you. He completely blew up in chapter 2 because he was literally the world's fastest editor. Like, his clips are still impressive 3 years later. He was so ahead of everyone and he went viral for his insane skill in his montages. And some people thought he was a sweat lord, but hey, that was him and he was insane. And his career blew up even more when he used super fast editing to float people, where he edits so fast that he stops people from falling. Every single video was going viral and he was posting super consistently. He would stay up till 3 or 4 a.m. every single night, getting barely any sleep, not eating that healthy, but he was going after the content and he did it well. He even climbed up to 2 million subscribers, but towards the end of chapter 2, things started changing. In chapter 3, he took his first break after 2 years of going really hard, and it feels like all of the long nights and work finally caught up to him. He was just out of high school, and from what he said, he really struggled to find motivation to do YouTube once he hit a really rough spot personally.
But honestly, I think I just fell out of routine and I just hit a major slump and a major depression. And recently, I've really been working to get myself out of that.
He's been mostly inactive for the past year. And guys, being a consistent YouTuber is not easy at all. I genuinely hope that he can come back strong. But I don't think we'll ever see the comeback for number 7, the legendary XD clan. This was a group that consisted of McCreamy, Daniel Harrison, and Zuckles, 3 massive YouTubers who came together and added XD before their names and decided to create the most legendary snipe montages in Fortnite history. Their aim for the time was insane and it took the community by storm. Almost every YouTuber was talking about them.
Those XD boys are nasty.
Honestly, probably one of the best clans going on right now in Fortnite.
I like it, dude. XD gang is what it's all about.
Soon, every kid had XD in their name and they were going for 360 no-scopes, and they welcomed this with a community montage. Everything was going great, but then the upload slowed down. While McCreamy has always been killing it on the Fortnite game and has been super consistent, the other members were a little less predictable. Zuckles has always had an interesting personality, and he got tired of Fortnite and moved on to Rust. And slowly but surely, the XD clan kind of stopped being a thing, and McCreamy eventually removed it from his name. But that team is nothing in comparison to number 6, the original Team Liquid. Chap, Poach, 72 Hours, and Vivid, the single most legendary squad in Fortnite competitive history. They dominated early Fortnite, and they were also giant streamers. The amount of iconic moments and memories they made was truly legendary. So what happened to them? Well, they all went their separate ways, so let's start with Poach. He was the quiet leader of the group, but also known for being one of the best players in chapter 1. But going into chapter 2, he saw another opportunity. He had a background in CSGO, so he decided he wanted to go pro in Valorant. And guess what? It actually worked. He got signed to FaZe and has been competing since and is now thinking about coaching. But what about Vivid? He was the #1 player in the world during the summer skirmish.
Oh, is that Courage?
I just won. GG.
Oh, that's Saint. That's the real Saint. See?
And competed for a long time in Fortnite. But he decided to take an interesting route. Instead of streaming, he went on to become an ambassador for competitive Fortnite. He joined the broadcast team for Epic's live streams events and will host and commentate matches now. It's pretty awesome to see, and it looks like he loves it. Now for Chap. This guy is such a legend. He wrote code Chap during the Winter Royale.
Yeah, same.
Did someone spell a code name? Did you see
Wait,
that?
somebody spelled
Yes, I think it's Chap. Did Chap do that?
And he created the Fortnite Rewinds and was a beast of a competitor and streamer. But as the years went on, Fortnite has interested him less and less, and he had some success with other games. And now he decided to start a company with fellow YouTuber Wildcat, and they're actually selling mouse pads that look pretty cool. And last but not least, Tom, aka 72 Hours. He's been crushing streaming, kind of doing whatever he wants. A little bit of Fortnite, he played a lot of Apex with Nick Mercs and Tfue, and he's just been chilling and crushing it. And I'm really glad to see that the Liquid boys to this day are still doing their thing. But one person we don't know the whereabouts of is number 5, Svenos. and OGs will know his name. He was ranked #1 in solo wins in the world. And back in the day, everyone was checking the leaderboard to see who had the most wins, and he was always on top. He was unstoppable and extremely consistent and would play all day, getting 20 to 25 wins daily. He was known for his elite sniping and smart gameplay and got a surge in viewership for being ranked #1. He ended up doing really well in competitive Fortnite, earning over $200,000, including $62,000 during the Fortnite Creative World Cup.
Svenos has no resources. He's very low on HP as well. He's going to be trapped outside. He's getting chunked for a lot of damage.
It's typical gamer from up top. He
Typical
jumps down.
gamer. Oh!
While like many Fortnite players, the uploads eventually slowed down. He slowly lost interest in the game, and he eventually moved on to Among Us. I actually remember playing in lobbies with him, Hafu, and Dakotas back in 2021, and it was so much fun. But unfortunately, in 2021, he went through some tough times in his personal life and decided to take a break from streaming. And I hope all is well and he eventually makes a return soon. But one channel we'll probably never see again is #4, BCC Trolling. If you were there in the OG Fortnite days, they were a gigantic YouTuber. They would post Fortnite compilations daily, getting millions and millions of views on every single upload. Fans would submit crazy clips, and BCC would take the best ones, create a compilation, and package them with smart thumbnails. They got to over 2 billion views and 10 million subscribers. But then something interesting happened. Apparently, YouTube had started demonetizing clip-only channels with no face cam or gameplay. And so they started to post more gameplays along with their normal daily highlights, but the channel ended up slowly not doing as well. And eventually what they did is they changed their name to BCC Gaming and tried to turn the channel into a place to watch new gameplay trailers, but that didn't work either. And now the channel is mostly inactive, posting shorts here and there. So what happened? Well, either the demonetization thing is true, or there is a rumor that this channel actually got acquired by someone else and they decided to change things up and it's not resonating as well with the viewers. I guess we won't really know, but we do know what happened to #3, Fresh. We all know Fresh. He came from a low income area in Australia and had to compete on a terrible PC with very bad internet, but he worked hard and persevered until he climbed to the top. He ended up making a name for himself through his insane skill in Fortnite, and he was noticed by the top Australian content creators like Laserbeam, Muselk, and Lachlan. They ended up helping him get a PC, better internet, and got him to help them with their videos, because back then getting a win on update day was extremely hard, and Fresh was so good that he literally had a queue of YouTubers waiting to duo with him so that they can get the video done.
All right, Fresh, ready for another video, buddy?
Yes, sir.
His streams and channels blew up, and eventually once he started to make his own content, he really started to grow an audience of his own. He was doing great in late chapter 1, but when lockdown hit at the beginning of chapter 2, that's when he exploded and became one of the biggest Fortnite YouTubers in the world. He was posting daily, religiously, and the amount of content he made was insane. The dude was a machine, but once we got into chapter 3, things started to slow down. Until chapter 3, season 2, right after the helicopter update, he missed an upload. And then another, and eventually months had passed and a lot of fans were wondering what happened to Fresh. People had no idea where he went, but he was giving some small updates on his Instagram. He was focusing up on his personal life and his passion for music. Just like Rift, years of grinding had finally caught up to him, so he wanted to recharge and spend some more time with his family and girlfriend. Being a Fortnite YouTuber can lead to some very unhealthy habits, so he really wanted to focus on getting his body right before eventually making a return. And he did. At the start of chapter 4, he made a grand return and is back to making content, and honestly, he seems a lot happier, and I'm so happy to see that he's back. But I also thought this next Fortnite legend was back. I even made a video about his return, but then he disappeared again. At #2, we have Mongrel. Now, he needs no introduction. He's one of the most iconic Fortnite players of all time and one of the GOATs of Fortnite competitive.
Zura's gonna go down in another one. Mongrel, are you kidding me? There is no way.
Not only was he the best player multiple times in his career, he also had some very unforgettable memes.
Oh my god, no! This thing is sing. Oh, what? Controller player! What?
so many classics. He had an unstoppable fire to win and worked harder than anyone to make it happen.
Happening right now.
This new keyboard makes me edit slow.
But after doing literally everything there is to do in Fortnite, he found it hard to keep up that grind. He could literally not practice for months and still compete and do well in tournaments. So once his interest in the game slowly started to fade away, in Chapter 3 Season 2, he would go on hiatus, leaving for about 6 months. But then he was back. He came back for a bit and wanted to focus on streaming a ton, uploading videos, and playing competitive just for fun. And that lasted for a few months until, yet again, he went inactive. Where is he? He quit streaming and uploading, but he's been active on Twitter, and it looks like we know where he's been. There was this game to promote a popular NFT project, and the winner would win a super exclusive item. Well, the game was all about reaction time, and Mongrel, being a pro Fortnite player, a game that really stresses your reaction time and your visual capabilities with everything that's going on screen, was the perfect candidate to win this challenge. He was grinding the game really hard and used his skill set to actually get the top score of everyone in the world and get the item. And he sold that item for 1,000 Ethereum. And if you don't know anything about crypto, that's $2 to $3 million, more than he had ever earned competing in Fortnite. And I guess now we know why he's not super interested in rushing back into content creation. And now finally, for the #1 Fortnite YouTuber who has disappeared, Ceeday. What can I say about him? He has left a gigantic impact on the Fortnite community. Coming from being a Destiny YouTuber, he slowly honed his skills for comedic timing and meme edits. And when Fortnite came out, he used those skills he had gained from hundreds of uploads to completely take over. He got 10 million views on almost anything he'd post. Hilarious gameplay, unforgettable memes, and it was all made with a lot of heart. You can really tell that Ceeday cared about his audience, which is why it was always surprising when he would just up and disappear. So many videos have been made about his disappearance, but one thing I think that they miss is that Ceeday actually cares a lot. So taking time away from what he loves means he was actually dealing with some pretty serious stuff. And obviously Fortnite isn't the same game it was back in Chapter 1, but I also think he was going through some personal issues that took him out of his routine. And for that reason, I don't think we'll ever see the Ceeday that we saw in Chapter 1 ever return. No more consistent uploads, and definitely no more C weeks. We may see the occasional return if something really big happens in the game, but that's about it. And honestly, I think that's completely okay. I think that's how he feels the happiest, and if that's the case, I'm happy for him. And Ceeday, if you're watching this, we do miss you, and I hope everything's going well. But what about Fearless? Well, I made a video on him as well, and if you want to check that out, it's right here.